Alright, welcome to a VoD review of sorts for BLG vs RNG. This is at the end of the first week of LPL. The first game RNG plays in the split. And we get to see Fofo from the LMS versus Betty from the LMS, which is part of the reason why I picked it. Having followed LMS for a while, we also get to see, I mean, I guess this isn't really the debut of them, considering it was the Marcia Cup happened, but we get to see Xiaolong Bao, and we get to see how he does. Alright, so bands. What we got there? Kali, Aphelios, Pantheon, Senna, Elise, and Kiana. Solid bands. Standard's pretty much standard. Yeah, Elise is more of a whatever. The Lucian first pick. Yeah, I don't like it. I think there are just stronger first picks. I think you go for a jungler or you go for the MF, which is open. Generally you want, I mean, the Lucian can flex to mid or top even, but I think jungler priority is important, especially with both Kiana and Elise banned. Aphelios and Senna are both banned as well, which would lead me to say MF is probably the best first pick, but the flex potential is not to be ignored, and the MF is going to be picked up here. So you can always counterpick MF with Braum. And Braum Lucian is a very strong lane. So RNG might, that's doing volume, not, could just pick Braum away. And I think that leaves, I mean, Braum can be counterpicked, sort of, in the sense that you can pick far stronger laners into him. But it's also just, Braum's really strong right now, apparently, in Pro. But they're going for the jungler for Xiaolong Bao. Yeah, so I'd probably be leaning into locking Braum. That also forces them to pick their support, or you get to ban away the stronger ones. So Braum's getting picked up, but you're picking up Varus as your AD carry, which I'm a huge fan of. So the Rumble's been locked in as backup. Oh my god, shut up. Sorry, I can heal him. I don't know if you can. You probably can. But yeah, so Rumble's been picked up. Currently there's not a lot of mobility. There's Lucian, which is, you know, always good, which has his dash, but Braum and Varus, you can just drop it right on top of them. And if they don't have flash. Alright, so top lane bans coming out from BLG with the Mordekaiser. He's just a strong pick. We see the Zoe taken away from Fofo. And Xiaohu, I suppose. LeBlanc as well. What we got? Come on. Aurelia. Oh, shut up. Yeah. So the Aurelia pick. Aurelia takeaway. So, what are we going here? Currently hovering the Rakan, the Yuumi, Rakan. They might go Rakan. Rakan into Braum is not a bad matchup, but okay, they're going for that. Leona and Nautilus are still both open, and I think they're fine into Braum. Braum can deny a good amount, can help peel a lot from those two, but he doesn't really block anything from Rakan. The Gragas, really strong jungler, and you have double AD carry. And he also opens up an AD top laner, sort of, which they're going to look in with the Aatrox. It's very AD heavy comp, but Gragas is enough, and there's incidental magic damage on the Varus. So your profile's not hurting too much. And unless they lock in something like an Ornn, which they're not going to do, it's a Renekton. So yeah, you're not bothered. Your damage profile isn't too much of an issue. Alright, we have comps. So we have a pretty standard team fighting comp with decent pick potential from RNG side. You know, you can pick off with the jungler and support, but you've got an artillery piece here, and you've got decent sustained damage onto backlines, and you've got a relatively strong front line in here as well, and good engage for an actual team fight. Meanwhile, you've got all the disengage in the world, but you've got huge pick potential, you've got a bit of a front line, and you've just got good, consistent damage. So let's see how they do it. I'd prefer to play the BLG as a 1-3-1 comp, but I just love 1-3-1 comps. I think Lucian, you can play him in a side lane pretty effectively. Aatrox, of course. You've got massive amounts of disengage in your trio of Gragas, Varus, and Braum. You should be able to dodge every fight as a trio. Nearly every fight. Yeah, you should be. It's good comp. I like this comp. I'd maybe do a different mid laner. I know Akali was banned, but a LeBlanc was banned as well. But some sort of AP split pusher would be really nice. Instead of the Lucian, I think. Maybe instead of the Aatrox, but yeah, overall, I really love BLG's comp. It just tickles my fancies. Just hits everything good. Everything nice. Nice and good. Okay. So we should talk about the jungle matchup. The jungle matchup early on is probably more favoured towards Xiaolongbao on the Rek'Sai. I can't remember champion names for some reason. With Hailed Blades, you've just got that extra. You've got that really strong dueling potential early on. You can build up your Fury your Rage. Is it Rage or Fury? You can build up your resource bar really quickly, and you'll get your true damage on your bite. With your you'll be able to duel Gragas really, really early on, really well. But other than that, I think Gragas' clear is reasonably fast though, so he shouldn't be set too far behind. But he might go into a half clear back for Predator boots. Okay, so Xiaolongbao is heading straight buff to buff, which leads me to think he's going to go look for an early gank on the bot lane. That's really bright. That's kind of glaring. Sorry. Alright. You can see keystones, which they're showing us nicely. Which, yeah, no, nothing stands out. Lethal tempo. It's standard on Varus. It indicates he's not going to go for the lethality. That's about all. That's about all we get from that. We're gonna see a attack speed focus Varus, which I'm pretty sure that's the normal Varus, the expected Varus build at this point. So they hit level 2 at roughly the same time down bot lane, which means there's not going to be any major plays, and we can see that Xiaolongbao is heading back up towards the top side, picking up. He's now on the Wolves. So it's an interesting path. I think it was a case of if Betty and Ming are able to hit level 2 early, and push him off. Then Xiaolongbao comes straight down. They look for a good gank, but it didn't happen. So he just turns around, heads straight back up, and now he can put pressure top side. We actually saw a similar thing from Meteor. He went buff into buff Raptors blue, buff Raptors buff, and then he went back down via Wolves, and that means he's got the pressure on the bot side now. Probably expecting full side clear into red, into bot gank. He's able to protect his bot lane because he knows Rek'Sai will start on red. But this means he's missing the fact that Xiaolongbao is actually topside, and he's going to get that Gromp. He's going to get an extra camp, and yeah, that's just a bit of a guessing game. However, the Raptors are respawned now, because on an earlier spawn. So, by the time Rek'Sai gets her Krugs, which she's not even going for, she's heading down bot side to grab her own Gromp. Okay, so those Krugs are going untouched. Yeah. Interesting jungle. So, very interesting jungle pathing. Across the bot, alright, in lanes, Renekton and Lucian both have about 10 CS advantage, which, yeah, that's about right. you expect them to win those matchups at that point. Meteor's just discovered he has no Gromp, and so now he's going to go. He's been a little bit tracked. I mean, at this level, they can track each other pretty well, no matter what. Okay. So, backs for double Dorans and corrupting pots. Fofo does? Did he start? He started with Dorans, I assume. And he started with corrupting pots. Okay. Fair enough. You use a lot of mana. So he backs grabs double Dorans and boots. Which, is very much, I want power now. And I don't want to wait. I want to bully this lane even more. Look for kill potential onto the Rumble. Get out of lane. Rotate. Bring my damage to the side lanes. And yeah. And proceed as Fofo does. They're just going to get spot out. But they're just sweeping. Always bring a friend. Always bring a friend. Sweeping is a two-man job. Despite what teammates in solo queue keep telling me that it's all the sports job and they have nothing to do with it. Okay, that's why I went to top lane. No one expects anything of you up there. Okay. Shinmao has completely lost by picking the wrong Braum skin. Braum has a lot of great skins. I just don't like this new one. I love the Mafia one's really nice. I love the like D&D one. The D&D skin's really cool. Why am I talking about this? I'm getting sidetracked. Okay. Alrighty. It's not a lot happening. Just good trade. Good trade onto Betty. Very well set up. Oh, Ming. Okay. So we can see this player set up. So Xiaolongbao coming down lane, looking almost for a lane gank. But before he arrives, so he gets to there, he's sitting in try, waiting to blast over, and someone drops a ward. It is Ming. Ming drops the ward. Yep. Ming's like, okay, I'll drop a ward in control bush. I'll drop control ward in the river brush. Jinmao's like, oh, okay, my jungler's bot side, I can go clear it. walk straight into it. It's really unfortunate for me. And they don't get anything because, pretty much because Ming... Oh, okay. Teleport. Interesting. Interesting teleport there. It does help them secure the Drake if they go for it. Oh, sorry. Bit of a cold. No, it's just to dissuade. Back to farming. Back to lane, back to farming. Alright. So both junglers have kept relative pace, but Xiaolongbao seemed to make a bit more of an impact. Granted, only one gang's happened, but it was well set up by Ming and Xiaolongbao. So Xiaolongbao was a really long name. That'll be annoying. And talking about junglers is the biggest part of the early. Oh, that I hate it when that's a tilter. So now RNG are gonna look into starting up this dragon. Ugh, my throat. And they're gonna get it pretty much for free. They know what's happening. They saw a ward. They saw it on a ward. They had it cleared out. They know what's going on, but they're pretty much willing to give it up. Might just chuck a cheeky arrow from Jinzhao. Yep, that doesn't happen. Respond with the Rift Arrow. Makes sense. That's all fine. At this point, the extra armor on the that the Mountain Drake gives, armor and magic resist, doesn't really do much. Yeah, we'll come into it more as the game goes on, obviously, and it'll make Renekton and the other one, Rek'Sai, and Rakan. The three R's. Oh my, really? Oh my god. Is there an AD carry that starts with an R? I don't think there is. That's unfortunate. We were so close. Oh dear. Really unfortunate. Alright. Okay. Yeah. Nothing's really going on. Really nothing going on right now. So I guess we can look at the vision line, but those were set up for the objectives which were taken respectively. Billy got top, had control wards top, and got the Rift Herald. There's more river control down bot side for RNG, and they got the Drake from it. So the first play of the game falls, and it goes to RNG, who have had a bit of extra pressure in the lane with Rakan for Braum. I mean, just being ranged helps a lot, even if it is a technicality that you're ranged, rather than... Oh, Meteor gets spotted out on a really good ward. No one will check that place early game. So it's really well... So you get warded out really well. Backs immediately. I don't think he was actually looking for a gank or anything. I think he was just wanting to recall in a bush. And I mean, they can tell by now he's not going to be there. No one's moved through. He hasn't come out. They've got all entrances to that bush warded. So they'll know he's backed somewhere else on the map, and he's going to cross the ward now. Fofo going in onto Xiaohu. I imagine he's just looking for a reset, which is why he's pushing in like that. And Meteor is caught out. Whoa, I did not see... Okay, I was not paying attention to Ming. So Ming, when did he leave bot lane? Oh, when he backed. He backed and he started heading top. So, yeah, I think here they were looking for a 3-man gank onto King In. And then just... I got distracted by Fofo, I guess. But then Meteor comes up, he walks over this ward, he doesn't clear it. And then like, oh, well, if we just sit here, he's gonna walk straight into us. Easy. Easy kill. Meteor's probably hitting himself. Kingan's kind of like, oh, it wasn't me. So that's just really heads-up play. They're able to catch him on a ward, and they're able to pivot their plans from, well, if we gank, that we will then get counter-ganked. And it'll still be a 2v3, but being counter-ganked almost acts like you get an extra person. It's just quite powerful having someone come in late. So they pivot it and say, Wield can just catch out and kill the jungler as he's coming up. Langx keeps Kingan from assisting. It's too easy. Langzhang. I don't actually know. I'm pretty sure it's Langzhang. Langzhang? Ugh. But it's Langx. Because I've forgotten what it is. Alright. So. Now, Meteor and Jinmo are looking to return the favour and bust down some of these tower plates. But they're getting collapsed on. I don't know if they're looking to drop the Rift Herald or... Yes, they are. And they're just gonna probably take this tower. So, yeah, they're looking to get tower first blood. Put extra pressure into the top lane as basically just get some extra pressure going as the dragon spawns. Oh, they even get the second charge off too. That's just a nice added bonus, really. So yeah, now dragon spawning, but because of that push, RNG has had a bit of extra time to set up proper vision control around the Infernal, and they're probably going to get it. Which I think overall is actually in RNG's favour, as they get another dragon, which means they're closer to the soul, which in this case is going to be Ocean, which is one of the stronger ones. I think lots of people I know think it's the strongest, including Yulwei. I think Infernal's better, but Ocean is really strong. Ocean is really good. But, yeah. But to be fair, Infernal's strength is probably partially due to the extra stats you're getting. So now we get the Ocean Rift. Which means warding becomes a hell of a lot more difficult. With all the extra bushes, your regular ward spots don't cover as much ground because they get bushed out. As bushes become longer and just more bushy. It's really just... So, it's a good rift. It's a nice pretty rift to look at, but it's a pain to keep warded, this one. Okay, so BLG is looking to grab the second Rift Herald. Harold. Shelly and Harold, isn't it? Oh, whatever. That's a moot point. But, so I was talking about the 1-3-1 before, but Fofo has not left mid lane. And I think that's because they're looking to, drop the Herald and grab that turret. If they're lucky, they might grab 2. Yep, they're gonna grab 2, as that falls before the Herald even spawns. So they're gonna get a free charge onto this one. They're gonna get this turret. They're not gonna try and drag it into the next one. which they could have. In the end, it's a 2-0, as Xiaohu backed off the bot lane outer. And so overall, there's a small gold lead for Billy, but it's not a huge one. It's only about 1,000, and that's not really a commanding lead at the 17-minute mark. And with a comp like Billy's, you don't scale poorly, but your team fights, I think, are a little bit harder to execute. You've got less CC. Actually, you've got a lot of CC on your side, but I think you just run into a couple of issues in setting up properly. Though, that said, your front line's actually really strong. No, never mind. I take back everything I said. I think BLG scales better, so they're probably in an alright position. If as long as Jinmo's on top of his shield wall and can block off Betty's ult. If that doesn't happen, then Betty, well, I mean, if you get a full MF VoD onto the enemy team, you're gonna probably win the fight, aren't you? Yeah. So, before the next dragon, this is the first dragon BLG has the inside track on. So they should have control over this and should be able to pick it up. But RNG is not going to reset the timer. They want it. They want this. They really want the Drake. But if you're RNG, you're probably willing to give it up and trade it for a mid inhib. Mid lane turret inhib. Yes, you'd trade it for a mid inhib at this stage. But they give up. They're just going to ward the Baron pit and make a move and get ready to set up for that in the minute until it comes up, which is a free Drake for BLG, and they're in a good position so far. They're really in a good position so far, and so teams are looking to make a tower trade in the top lane for bot lane, which BLG are definitely well ahead in the play on by sending 3 people down. That one's not even close to going down at this point. I don't think you can respond in time with the black cleaver. That should go down. We've got enough damage. Yeah, that's gone. But so overall, it's a trade. But it's kind of it's hard to say who wins out on tempo there, because BLG took the tower down first, but they had to commit 3 people to it and then send them all back. But so in the meantime, the extra members of RNG were able to put a lot of vision down around the pit for Baron, and now BLG is just getting up there to clear it out, put their own down, make sure they have control over it. And now we're up to sort of regular lanes. Lane X has developed a good lead over Kingen. It's not a huge amount of CS, but he got solo gold on that tower compared to having to share it. And he has less gold overall from that. Okay, so he has more gold overall because CS, and he didn't have to share that tower compared to Kingen, who had to share everything. Jin Zhao is caught out, but they used a lot. Ming! Alright. So as I was talking about that, Xiaolong Bao found a wandering Varus. Almost takes him out. Alright, big ult. Tries to use the barrel to interrupt the ult, I presume. And even the rumble ult comes down. King and Xiaolong Bao and Ming are really low. So yeah. At this point, Kingan's just has a really good position for a flank. The good stopwatch means they're able to stop Meteor from just getting the kill and then trade it back. But overall, they're able to catch out 3 members. Yeah, so they kill Ming instantly. Kingen and Jinmo just catch Betty. Not much you can do. And Meteor ends up trading his life for Xiaolong Bao. So, all in all, 3 for 2 in favour of RNG, in favour of BLG, and that extra man advantage gives them nothing. It gives them a blue buff. But overall, 1 team fight. You're not complaining. Especially when that fight was essentially a 4v5. Though, Jin Zhao actually did put out a lot of damage. Oh, we're getting a replay. Yeah, so here, just put out a lot of damage. Able to do a good amount of damage to both of them. Unless Ming started with kind of low health. Yeah, so he's able to put out a decent amount of damage onto both Xiaolong Bao and Ming. And Ming kind of undoes himself there. Tries to stick with Betty to get good flash Q from Kingen, Q flash. And yeah, just cleans up. So where are we at from here? From here, we have a reasonably fed Rumble and a reasonably fed Kingen. So we've sort of split into the 1-1 from BLG, which is kind of what I expected. Langx is going to grab an extra tower. And they're rushing the Baron. They know this is happening. Or at least, yep, okay, they had that ward there. They definitely knew it was happening. From that, they were like, hang on, we've been spotted. There's the ward, kill it. All good. It's a decent attempt. They just didn't properly check for wards. So they got spotted. But in the end, it just wastes some time. But here's the thing. Because they spent that time there and had to sort of back away into their jungle, it gave RNG the track towards the Drake. And now, unless Meteor can do anything about it, they're gonna get it. Nope. So RNG gets the Drake and uses the Rumble ult for no reason. Okay. Side waves are actually very... actually, they're going for both ways. Top wave is in favor of BLG, but that's going to get pushed out right now by Xiaohu. And the wards, they're not clearing their wards properly. They're not clearing their wards properly. So they're actually committing to this, using the redemption. Jinma was able to block a good chunk of it, but oh no, it all goes wrong. So they use the redemption. Jinma was able to block a good portion of... is able to block a good portion of the ult here. Yeah, so he starts blocking the ult, but in the end it's just him taking... but he's not blocking it onto Jin Zhao. He's blocking it onto King, who's in Sonya's. And then the smite comes down from Meteor, 47 health. That's a kill. That's unfortunate. Then just gets picked up by Lang Jing as well. Kingen does his best. Fofo's still alive somehow. Fofo, you're on a ward. What you doing? Fofo's is probably gonna die here. Yeah, especially with that coming down. Bit of an emote for just a bit of BM. Oh, that's a disaster. That's a disaster. It's a cleaner. It's an ace. Ace for 2. And they get the Baron. Oh, they get the Baron. Just bad smite from... here they needed to back off. They didn't ward properly. Jinmao's positioning on that ult was not good. And though Kingan's able to clean up a kill, yeah, it's just that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate if you're BLG. At that point, you're like, that's a mistake. It sucks. You've got 2 more games. You can win 2 more games. And I think they actually do win 2 more games. But I haven't watched this. So yeah, from here, there's 3,000 gold lead, but with the extra Drakes, yeah, and RNG has the Baron, so they've got the extra tempo in terms of the minion push. They can push minions way faster. Baron just it's Baron's like extra stats, but the stats are on your minions. So while you've got Baron, you've got a lot of extra power. Not much BLG can do. They can't wave clear as effectively. So RNG are able to push down a few more turrets, extend the gold lead a little bit to, okay, not that much, about 500 at this point. Oh, and here they're going in. Jinmao is not able to get in place. Jin Zhao and Jinmao both die. And that's just... Fofo has to expend the culling for wave clear, basically. Yeah, so... really, it's just... from here, from this position, RNG are in a really good spot. And it's gonna take a massive teamfight comeback for BLG. And, I mean, they can do it. They've got the comp for it. But judging by Jinmao's... or Jinmo? Not Jinmao. Jinmo. Judging by the Braum shields, it's not really gonna happen. Yeah, see, catches up here. Okay, actually, his ult to block the, to kill the ult immediately is pretty good. It's well done. It's just been so all in all, that Baron got them almost 6,000 gold, which is, you know, value. That's a value Baron. That's a good value Baron. You get it. You get 6,000 gold. Pretty happy with that. Yeah. BLG is looking... okay, so here BLG is looking to put up the last fight. A major fight. They need this fight. If they lose it, they give up soul. And Jin Zhao's just dead again. Holy hell. yeah, this Varus pick is not working out. I really think they should have put the Lucian Braum bot lane and then pick something else for Fofo. Just, they revealed it too early, at the very least. Should have. Oh dear. And I think this is just a bad game. I think from here, you pick up the soul. There we are. And I don't think you can finish right now. I don't think you can end it. But you basically do. You can get 2 inhibitors. You might be able to win it. Let's just look at the time. Yeah, okay. So this is where the game ends. And that Baron play was the big mistake. Was a huge mistake, and was the big game swing. Jin Jiao was just caught again and again. Wasn't able to be saved by the Braum. It just didn't happen. Alright. So I guess we'll go into game 2 now.